It really means a lot to us. I'm from Rethink Rebuild Society. We're a Syrian advocacy and community organization. We are just literally like a 10 or 15 minute bus ride from here, and we would welcome all of you guys to come stop by our office, come to our events, find us on Facebook, Rethink Rebuild Society, find out how you can be involved, and also stay updated on what's happening in Syria and what's happening with the Syrian community. If there's one message that I want to stress today, and I don't know how much you guys know about what's happening in Syria and Aleppo, but one message that I want to stress to everyone today is that Syria isn't an earthquake or a tsunami or a hurricane or a tornado. It's not a natural disaster. It didn't just happen, and it didn't just require a humanitarian response. Syria is a man-made crisis. Syria is perpetrated by oppressors and by criminals, and for us to begin to understand and react to what's happening in Syria, we have to point our fingers at the oppressors and at the aggressors and at those committing injustices. So today I want to walk you through just a little bit of what that means, and I'm going to point some fingers as well, because until we point the fingers, we can't get the solution. So the conflict's been going on for over 5 years. It started when schoolboys painted graffiti, freedom graffiti, on school walls. They were arrested, they were tortured, and their bodies were returned back to their parents. And this began an uprising. This began a series of nonviolent demonstrations calling for reform, and these demonstrations slowly spread across Syria until we are at the point where we are today. The government responded with brutal force. The people were asking for reform, they were asking it non-violently, and the government responded with force. The people ultimately had to take up arms to defend themselves. And things spiraled out of control, and today we're in a complete mess. Now, when we're talking about what's happening in Aleppo specifically, Aleppo is a very strategic city in Syria. It's the largest city in Syria, and it was the economic hub of Syria. The eastern part has been besieged for over 4 months by the Assad regime, which is the dictator government. There was no food, no water, no medicine, nothing allowed into the city, and it's been over 4 months. Facing daily bombardment by Assad, facing daily bombardment by his allies, by Russia, and being aided by militias on the ground, which are from Iran. Now what's happening in Syria is that people have been given a choice. Either they stay and they die, or they leave and they get displaced from their homes. So this is the message that every person in Aleppo has been given. You either leave or you die. So what can we do here today? I mean, thank you all honestly so much for being here, and it just sends a message to the world that the people aren't asleep. You can still do more. I want everyone to please, when you go home, think about contacting your elected officials, contact your MP, contact Boris Johnson, contact Theresa May, contact Jeremy Corbyn. Let them know that the UK needs to do more. The UK needs to step up. Syria has been let down by its own government, has been let down by Russia, by Iran, by Hezbollah militias, but it's also been let down by the international community's silence. The so-called friends of Syria, the so-called free world. It's been let down by us, and we need to tell our governments to do more. If you like our page, I don't even care if you guys want to take out your phones right now, find us on Facebook, the Rethink Rebuild Society, and we will have regular action alerts for you guys to participate in. And they're really easy. We make them ready for you. We write out the email for you. We write out the address and put the links for you there. Go in. It takes less than 10 minutes to go through all the action alerts. And anything else, honestly, if you guys have any questions, find me afterward. The last thing I'll say is, if you guys want to support our work, we're an advocacy organization, and our work is sustained by community donations. We have Mustafa. Where's Mustafa? Right here. Mustafa has a collection bucket, and if you want to donate whatever change that you have, whatever bills that you have, then please consider doing so. And thank you so much.
Okay, next we have Huda speaking, who's